What's up, guys? UFC Seattle just went down, and I'm going over the whole card. It was a crazy card. Started off with tons of finishes, ended kind of weird, but we'll start with the first fight of the night. I got 9 out of 12 on my predictions, just saying. Let's get into this shit. We had Bukauskas versus Cerquiera. Unfortunately, Cerquiera got knocked out again. First Turkish power. Now he got KO'd by Bukauskas. 0-2 in the UFC. That was a crazy one. Next up, we got a second round knockout. Ruziboev beat Mcconico. I think that was his UFC debut. He couldn't pull the trigger, and he got beaten badly in round 2. Like, he flew across the cage and got knocked out, and then followed with ground and pound. Brutal start to this card. And I'm loving this card. Next up, we had Paige Van Zant's man fighting. Austin Vanderford won. Good for him. Nice takedowns. Nikolai couldn't stop it. Then Austin Vanderford took him down again. Veretennikov was like just blocking. Ref stopped it. I'm not mad at it. Veretennikov didn't like it. He walks up and just shoves Vanderford across the cage. Vanderford's like, fuck you. And it was a little crazy. Didn't seem like Dana White cared, though. Security probably got fired that night. We had a huge underdog. I picked Ricky Simone to win against Basharat. Look, I thought he was going to win by being more aggressive, but he fucking got a KO out of nowhere. He still got it. It's not easy to snap a 2-fight losing skid like that. His back was against the wall. And damn, he put Basharat out cold. Ricky Simone, oh my gosh, he's back. I love bantamweight, man. I love 135. This weight is crazy. He might have been the biggest underdog of the whole night. But I just felt like Basharat's a little too defensive. After that, we had Matsumoto versus Nick Klein. Nick Klein threw a beautiful spinning elbow. He rocked Malik. I don't know if he rocked him, but I heard it through the screen, and it sounded like a baseball bat. You know what? He didn't follow up with more damage after that. He just started playing it safe and going for takedowns. I think Nick Klein, after that spinning elbow, should have went for more crazy strikes like that. That was his chance. I don't think that spinning elbow was going to land again, but that could have been the start of something for Nick Klein. But after he landed that spinning elbow, he just went to takedowns. He gave Malik a lot of time to recover. So hopefully he learns in his next fight, don't give your opponent that much time to recover. After Malik recovered, it was basically the end. He knocked him out. TKO. Malik said he's got a lot to improve on, though. Fili versus Costa. Costa was all face painted up at the weigh-ins. Yeah, I kind of felt like Costa would win. Fili, I said he doesn't win the big ones. He literally gave up his neck in a guillotine like Tony Ferguson versus Nate Diaz. It looked like he gave Costa his neck and like, here, tap me out. Like, I seen that guillotine coming a mile away. Costa did a great job of readjusting his guard, readjusting his grip, and getting a beautiful guillotine. Beautiful. It almost looked too easy for him. Good win, Costa. Fili, I don't know if he's been grappling lately or what, but his head was for the taking. All right, the featured prelim bout. Now, this was the most shocking to me. We had Cutelaba beat Mr. Turkish Power. Look, I was shocked. They were rocking each other in the first minute of the fight, but Cutelaba shot a nice takedown. They got into a real quick scramble, and Aslan got the arm triangle. Very impressive. That's a new part of his game we didn't really see too much of. Congrats to Cutelaba. What is this, light heavyweight? Okay, he might be back. I thought he had too many wars, too many ups and downs to beat the newcomer. That was impressive. He made quick work of Turkish Power, who had a lot of hype. Like I said, the prelims is where he's at most of the time. If you just tuned in for the main event, you got screwed over, You got to watch the prelims and watch the whole card. Now we get to the main card. Menifield versus Julius Walker. This was another hard fight to choose. I was 50-50. It was fight of the night. Crazy fight. Menifield had good takedown defense. Julius Walker landed some nice knees, nice uppercuts. He was working good. Good fight. I had some people over, and I was watching the whole time, and it was just oohs and ahs the whole fight. Here we go. This was the fight I was waiting for. Gene Silva. This is exactly what we expected him to do. He gets all emotional when the announcer's announcing his name. Did you notice that? Like, he's damn near, like, on the brink of tears when he's getting his name announced. He likes playing around, then he gets serious and starts taunting, and then that's when it gets crazy. He landed a beautiful 3-2, I mean, out of nowhere. Left hook, right cross, straight down the middle, landed flush. So he knocks down Melsik. He's pointing at him like, ref, I knocked him out. The ref's like, keep going. So Gene Silva's pointing at him like, are you sure? Then he just starts beating him up with hammer fists. And then the ref finally stops the fight. I'm like, what, did you have money on the other guy? That was kind of funny. Gene Silva knew it was a wrap. I'm surprised the ref didn't know it was a wrap. He wanted to see, I guess, he wanted to see Melsik get beat up a little bit more. So yeah, Gene Silva, to top it off, he called out Bryce Mitchell. Holy shit. That's the fucking fight. That'll be one of the biggest fights at 145. That's a scary fight for Bryce, and I know the matchmakers are going to give it to him. I love Bryce Mitchell, man. I hope he doesn't get this fight, but if he does get this fight, that's a fun fight and a scary fight. Fuck it, make this fight happen. Man, I like both fighters, Bryce Mitchell and Gene Silva. That's a crazy fight to make next. Crazy. You know, especially because Bryce Mitchell, he's so, you know, I love how he talks about Jesus and all his beliefs, and then Gene Silva's got Lord. It'll be a crazy week. And I hope they pass Bryce Mitchell the mic. Don't take the mic away from him. I swear I will not watch the fight if you guys don't give Bryce Mitchell the mic on fight week. You guys gotta let them both talk. Don't shut up Bryce Mitchell. Let that guy talk. This is the UFC, right? Free speech, right? This isn't the NBA and the NFL where you gotta be told what to say and all those boring answers. That's why I love this sport, man. People get to be themselves. So, Gene Silva, everyone's gonna be watching him next. Next up, Rob Font versus Matsumoto. I picked Rob Font. I felt like his boxing game is good enough to beat a newcomer. And it was. Very close fight. Very close. Split decision. Same with Alonzo Menifield and Julius Walker. Split decisions. So the fights that didn't get finished were still fucking good. Banger fights. Like, there's an argument this could have been fight of the night instead of the Menifield fight. I would have to go back and rewatch, but I enjoyed both fights. At the end, they even picked it up more. Round 5, kept throwing hands. I loved it. That's exactly how I pictured the fight going, actually. I'm loving the fight card. It's already the co-main event at this point. Brendan Allen versus Anthony Hernandez. I kind of knew Brendan Allen wouldn't do it. It looked like he had a rear naked choke for a second, but Hernandez scrambled out. Hernandez did what he had to do. He fought a little smarter. I don't know what it is, but Brendan Allen is always putting himself in a bad position. So, fight IQ. Fight IQ. That's what this fight came down to. 3-round fight. I wouldn't have been mad if it was 5 rounds. Congrats to Anthony Hernandez. He wants someone in the top 5. Perfect. Another middleweight contender to add to the list. Love it. Then we get to the main event, right? I feel bad if you only turned the TV on for the main event. Because you all know what happened in the ending. Look, Song Yadong, he was doing his thing. Henry Cejudo, he was doing good. But guess what? Round 3. Round 3. Song Yadong, eye poke Cejudo. Alright? That sucks. Eye pokes suck. The gloves don't help. I know we can't see through Henry's lens, but when Henry got eye poked, he took the full 5 minutes. I'm like, all right, respect. Why not? If you get 5 minutes, take 5 minutes. Then I started getting like vibes like, I started getting those Chris Weidman vibes. Remember when he fought Musasi? And Weidman was just so bent on getting a win from a disqualification or something like that. That's kind of what Henry Cejudo reminded me of like tonight. He said it was his eye. He's holding his eye. Then he finishes the round. Okay? He finished round 3. There was like a minute or something left. He finished the round, went back to his corner. He told the doctor, I can't fight now. I can't see. Then the ref was like, well, it's going to go to a decision then because more than half the scheduled rounds were completed. Yeah, it is pretty crazy. I don't think I've ever seen a decision victory from an eye poke, but I'm glad they made it that because for some reason, I felt like Henry could have went. He was kind of being a little dramatic. Like, I got Chris Weidman versus Gegard Mousasi vibes. I know it's a different scenario, but when they try to play the game a little bit, they're trying to play the rules a little bit, maybe Henry was thinking, you know what? I'm getting paid. Why go out another 2 rounds? Let's see if I get the decision. Because we went 3 full rounds. It's going to go to decision because I finished off round 3. Maybe I won 2 of the 3 rounds. And since he eye poked me, maybe I'll get the win. That's what I think Henry was thinking. It gets tricky when you try to play the game and you try to manipulate the rules a little bit. So I'm glad with the call. Something that was weird, though, on Song's part is after the eye poke, I saw Song Yadong's fingers still out. And the ref definitely should have said something. Said, put your fingers up, not out. I don't think he should have took a point on the first eye poke. But when they continued fighting and finished off round 3, I think the ref should have been on him about, hey, don't point your fingers forward. I'm watching you now. Sucks for Song Yadong. He was going to win the fight, I think. He wanted it more. I can't say for sure, but it looked like Henry kind of just wanted the paycheck. Song Yadong is still looking to make a name for himself, Shitty ending. It sucks. I just feel like if they disqualified Song Yadong, Henry Cejudo would have been like, yep, that was a well-deserved victory for me. I don't think Henry Cejudo cared about fighting as much as Song Yadong. It seemed like Henry just wanted his money. He wanted a win. He wanted to get out. Song Yadong was like, I'll be here all night and fight you. He fought good while it lasted, but after he got eye poked, it didn't look good. It didn't look good. Eye pokes suck, but it looked like Henry wanted out of there. Or he wanted a disqualification, or he was hoping they would give him a 3-round decision. Henry, that's a cheap way to go out, isn't it? Everyone's 50-50 split on this. Some people are like, yeah, eye pokes suck. Henry couldn't continue, no way. Other people say he was so over dramatic. He was begging for a doctor. What side am I on? I kind of think that's kind of weak. I like Henry Cejudo. I still do. He's still a big name. But that really ruined his fighter stock, if you ask me. His fighter stock dropped a lot. He probably shouldn't have taken this fight. That's just my 2 cents on it. Song Yadong, he won. I think that's best for the division. He gets a big fight. Now he's in the mix. Good for Song Yadong. But come on. We're not mad that Song Yadong won, right? You don't think Song Yadong was on his way to winning? You would really pick Henry Cejudo in a rematch? I doubt it. I wouldn't pick Henry Cejudo in a rematch. I didn't even pick him in this fight. His wrestling was ineffective. Let's just talk about the fight while it lasted, though. Now that we got the bullshit out of the way. His wrestling was ineffective. His striking looked good. He was aggressive. But as the fight was going on, it was taking more of a toll on Cejudo than Song Yadong. But I still like Henry Cejudo. Just a weak way to end the main event. This card was crazy good. It's crazy good. Seattle was a hype crowd. Wow, that shit went by fast. The first 7 fights of this fight card were all finishes that didn't even make the 3rd round. That's crazy. The first decision on the card was a fight of the night between Menifield and Walker. That was the first fight on the main card. The second fight on the main card was Performance of the Night by Gene Silva. The fight after that could have been a fight of the night. Rob Font versus Matsumoto. Co-main event was alright, and then the main card. When I was watching this live, I thought this was going to be all finishes the whole night. It was going that way. See how much better the card is when you have a live crowd? That it makes it so much better, and it encourages knockouts. Look at these. Look at these results here. Seattle, wild, loud crowd. Almost all finishes this fight card. Vegas and Cali, you guys got to start showing up for the prelims and shit. We need more of these first-round knockouts. Because I think the crowd plays a part. I really do. We need some hype fans in there. I know, California, you got so much better stuff to do than watch the prelims. in Vegas, you got so many more places to go than the fights. This is off-topic shit, but like, if I bought tickets, I don't care how rich I am, if I bought tickets to a fight card, I'm watching every fight, from the first prelim to the last. Yeah, that was a hype fight card. That's all there is to it. Henry Cejudo, I don't think you should fight again. You already got a name. Yeah, Song Yadong is a little bit better. Congrats to Song Yadong. Good fight card. I'm out.